Once upon a time, there was a prince who lived in a kingdom with a giant castle. He lived there with his parents and his two sisters. One day, the prince and his sisters decided to race their horses around the kingdom. During this race, the prince's horse was spooked by a snake, quickly stopped running, and the prince flew off. He hit his head on the ground, and when his sisters found him and took him to the doctor, they discovered something about his memory. The doctor explained to the prince's family that the prince had short-term memory loss and would have difficulty making any new memories. The prince knew who he was and who his family was. He could even remember the race he had with his sisters earlier that day, but he could not remember why he was in the hospital, who the doctor was, or anything new after the moment of his accident. The prince's short-term memory loss made him forget any new information almost immediately. He could not remember any new people he met, or places he went, or new conversations with his family or friends. There is no cure for short-term memory loss, so this is why it is so important to protect your head and wear helmets when riding horses or bikes or when you're playing sports like football or hockey.
Recall the movie 50 First Dates, where Henry meets Lucy at this diner and they really like each other. However, little does he know that she suffers from anterograde amnesia and completely forgets about him the next day. What about another current reference? Jhené Aiko's music video While We're Young, where Jhené meets a man at a restaurant and they start getting along. However, like 50 First Dates, she also forgets about this man, and the next day, she completely forgets about him and he's a stranger again. She combats her anterograde amnesia by filming every day of her life so she can have memory stored somewhere else because it is not in her brain. So what is anterograde amnesia? It is a disorder when a patient cannot make new memories, learn new information, or both after an incident. However, all other brain functions are normal and unaffected. So what can cause this disorder? From science references, it can cause from suffocation, cardiac arrest, head trauma, and abuse of certain drugs. With the light of this disorder, it was studied in a case of a patient named HM, and during the study, it had given insights that parts of the brain, the hippocampus and the temporal lobe cortex, have played a role in long-term memory formation.
Imagine going out for a night on the town in PB, drinking, dancing at backyard, and having a great time. And then a few Bud Lights and 8 Jaeger bombs later, you wake up at 10 a.m. the next day, cuddling a half-empty McDonald's bag, nursing a splitting headache, and wondering, what did I do last night? This inability to recall the previous night is due to alcohol-induced anterograde amnesia. Anterograde amnesia is the inability to remember new information after the initial onset of amnesia. Heavy drinking over a short period of time rapidly increases your body's blood alcohol concentration. This spike in alcohol concentration has been found to impair the brain's ability to transfer short-term memories made while intoxicated to long-term memories. This period of inability to store memories is often called a blackout. However, normal functioning long-term memory creation is restored when the body's BAC is lowered. A blackout is not the only form of anterograde amnesia. Other causes include benzodiazepine drugs such as Valium or Xanax, traumatic brain injury, or illness resulting in inflammation of the brain tissue. Most cases of anterograde amnesia result in loss of declarative memory, the ability to recall facts, but retain procedural memory, the ability to perform learned tasks. The exact mechanism causing amnesia is still a heavily researched topic, but is widely believed to involve a brain structure called the hippocampus, which is essential in recording and retrieving memories. We know this function of the hippocampus because if it is removed or damaged, that person is no longer able to create new memories. However, older long-term memories are not stored in the hippocampus, so they can still be recalled. Current research is focused on the exact process of forgetting by looking at the hippocampus. Some of the possible mechanisms are a defect in encoding memories, an acceleration in forgetting, and a lack of retrieving or transferring stored memories.